This is an early Matchbox Lesney number 17 Bedford Removals Van. This is an old casting, and it's small. It's just so small. It's obviously kid painted or possibly adult painted. I'm not sure. But when this turned up recently in a box of castings, I think I won them off eBay if I remember correctly. There's several other castings like this in there that are painted in a somewhat similar fashion. Well, I couldn't wait to work on this. It's just a fun, interesting, very simple casting. And it quite possibly is the oldest casting I've worked on to date. It has the old, you can tell they're gray wheels on it. And I have a tack light motor tool that I keep handy at the bench. You've heard me mention the Dremel I use. That I use outside most of the time, out in the garage. This one I keep handy for small little things. So I grind off the excess on the end of each axle so that I can then pull the wheels off of there. And it's not that much you really have to grind off. It's a very small amount. And then I use the pliers to just go ahead and pull the axle off, out of there. It's a very, it's a very simple casting, incredibly simple casting. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting the wheel off, which is fine. I don't mind if the end is kind of snug because when I go to put it back together, it means that's that much less tapping I need to do to get the axle to widen to keep the wheel there. So I do the same at the other end of the casting here, and grind the part down. The hardest part for me on this is keeping that wheel out of the way because I definitely don't want to hit it with the motor tool. I don't want to damage that wheel anyway. I don't have replacement wheels for it. And I don't want to get replacement wheels for it if they're even out there. Most of the time, at least from what I've seen, I think these wheels are black. And so the gray ones must be, exceptionally old. If I recall when I was looking these up online, I think this was from the late 50s. So the scary part is this casting is older than I am, which is scary. And it's, in spite of the paint and everything on it, maybe the paint preserved it. It's in great shape. There's a manufacturing flaw on it that I had to debate what I was going to do with it. But, and you'll see it here in a second. There you see it on the windshield. There, I'm pointing it out to you there. It's this blob of excess metal that's in that front windshield area. You can see a big chunk there on the inside. And here's a better look at it. I had to figure out what I wanted to do with that. And what I decided to do was I decided I wanted to work it down smaller. I didn't want to damage the posts, the windshield posts there, which are also very small. So I got out basically all the little files I have and just worked it. I definitely spent some time working that. It doesn't end up perfectly. I mean, I'll admit that right now because I'm not sure what's the best way to explain this. I in a weird way, I didn't want to file it down and then putty it and make it totally vanish. Because in a weird way, to me, that's some of the charm of this, is that it's old and it has these little flaws and stuff to it from the manufacturing process. And at the same time, there was this part of me that just couldn't leave that there because it did detract from the odd beauty that this casting has. I don't know if you can understand that or if it's just something in my mind, something weird about my mind. I think a lot of people would have left this untouched. I think there's maybe a few people that would have just filed it down completely and puttied it and made it disappear. And I guess I fall in between those two groups somewhere. There I'm using, it's a small rat tail file, which came in really handy on this, as did the flat-sided files. But the rat tail in that little curved area there, just it worked really well. It came in. It's so handy having a selection of files to use. I can't underestimate the value of just making sure you have a nice little set of files to work on stuff. And so I worked it on the inside too. And, you know, this is highly accelerated, or up until the second was highly accelerated. And I just kept working it. And even at this point, I wasn't completely happy yet. So I worked it even more. There were just little areas I needed to work. And at this is the point I decided to stop. It's fairly good. That windshield pane is almost the right size. I didn't damage any of those supports, which I was thrilled about. So at that point, I kind of called it done. Dip it in the IPA because I'm going to paint it. Do the usual wipe off the IPA and get it ready for paint. Now, I oddly wasn't sure how I was going to hold this to paint it. So I came up with an idea. What you see there is a paper clip that I've bent. And it's almost like handles on a binder clip, if you're familiar with those. But I just did these with a paper clip, or a couple paper clips. Bent those in, and I thought, okay, I can support it that way and still be able to paint those axle supports because, they need to be painted. So it's weird the ideas you can kind of come up with on the fly sometimes. I don't recall ever doing it this way before, but I've stuck wires through there before and that kind of thing, but I've never used this kind of approach, and this worked really well. So now the hard part is remembering to do this again in the future. But I got it on the helping hands. Obviously, those helping hands have been painted over several times. I need to throw those in the paint stripper one of these days. It was ready. I went with the Color Shop paints. I went with the white primer, and then I went with their green, which is Cash, and then with the clear sealer once the decals were on. And for the decals, I looked around on the internet. I found some images that seemed to work. The letters, it looked like on the originals, the letters weren't that crisp. There is, I guess it's a rare variation that has black outlines around the center word, the removals word you'll see here in a second. I didn't do that. I went with just the white toner decals, as you see here. They're a little bit fuzzy, which is oddly enough how it seemed on a lot of the images I saw, particularly the Matchbox and the service words looked fuzzy, kind of not super crisp on the originals, on the actual castings, original castings. And so that's why these are also kind of fuzzy. But I think they turned out pretty well. I just, to do those, I basically grabbed the best images I could find online, took those into Photoshop, edited them down, got rid of backgrounds, that kind of thing. Tried to make them a little more crisp, which seemed to work. I tried to find a comparable font and couldn't do that was close enough for my taste. So that's the reason I used that approach. For the axles, all I did on those is threw them in the chuck of the drill and got some Flitz polish and polished them up. I've done this before. It works really easily, really well. When I've had axles before that are in worse shape than these, I've just hit them with some light sandpaper and gone over them that way. There you see the difference, before and after. Pretty happy with those results. So, it works out well. So then I threw it all together, which was basically just putting, wheels on the axles. I did clean the wheels in hot water, scrub them up a little bit. But, they had a little paint on them too and stuff. Cleaned right up. Did off camera, throwing the axles through and putting them on the casting. It rolls like an old Matchbox. But, and then, tap the ends down so they're a little more flared. But that was it for assembly. So here you see where it started. The blob is kind of hiding, but you can still see it there in that windshield area. But that's the original kid and or adult painted. Honestly, I'm not sure. I knew it was originally green because you could see inside the back there was green. So that was kind of the tip off. I guess there's also a red version that came out. But this one was a green one, so I went with the green. And did the front radiator section of the front bumper in silver. Just hand painted that. There you see that window area where I cleaned it up. Again, it's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. The back gate is snapped into place better now too. But that blob is much better than it was. And yet, in an odd way, to me, I just like that there's still a little remnant of it there. But, the paint also hides it more than it did on the clean casting. Anyhow, there's some glamour shots coming up. I hope you've enjoyed this build. Thank you for watching this. Everybody stay safe and healthy out there. I do have channel memberships now. You can check out that information is in the video description. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.